Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another stream. Here are Pan Tariq Talks. I'm on a roll. This is 3 days in a row. I feel like I haven't done 3 days in a row for quite a while. But do you know what? You know how much I love this. I keep saying in every stream, every intro of every single stream that I do, I absolutely love doing this. Talking, interacting with you people in the comments, even just talking to the camera and just feeling like people are listening, even though some of you are probably just here thinking, what is this guy waffling on about? But I don't mind. I hope you've all had a good day, everyone. How's your Monday been? Let me know in the comments. If you are watching this afterwards, let me know what your thoughts are. What's your Monday been like? For me, I woke up early, went to the gym, as I did last week as well. So been trying to keep up that. Went to work, had a productive day, and now I'm here. This is my chillaxing time, sharing with you guys, going through, as you can see from the title, the Premier League review. So let's get into it. Without further ado, do you know what? I started this really early, about 15 minutes earlier. And I kind of thought, you know what, I'm all ready. Everything's set up. Guess what? I've only gone and failed you. I'm not quite set up just yet. But guess what? Now I am, as you can see. Let me change the background too. Here we go. It looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Shall we start off with the first game that happened on Saturday? It feels like a while ago now. Crystal Palace versus Spurs at Selhurst Park. You can see I'm saying that with a smile on my face. I did not mean to click on Hublot. We're not here for that. We're here for this. 3-0. Let's make that central. Here we go. Crystal Palace winning by 3-0. Absolutely battering Nuno Espirito Santo's side. Palace's first win of the season. Also, Spurs' first defeat. And when Wilfried Zaha scored that penalty, that was the first goal that Spurs conceded to. But then as soon as Wilfried Zaha scored, look what Odsonne Edouard did. I'm sure you guys know, anyone who watched it. If you didn't watch it, Odsonne Edouard signed from Celtic, the striker that they needed to score the goals, and the ones that Christian Benteke wasn't really providing on a regular basis or nowhere near enough for Palace. Comes off the bench, scores with his second touch. His first touch sets him up for the second one, places it. It was leaning forward, it was stretching. It was a good finish in the end. I think it probably took a slight deflection too, which took it away from Lloris. But then in the 93rd minute, he only gone and made it 3 to Palace and grabbed a brace for himself. Tottenham. Before I go too far into Tottenham, let's talk about the incident, as you can see there. Japhet Tanganga getting sent off for a second yellow card in the 58th minute. He picked up the first yellow after he literally shoved. Let me bring myself on big screen for this one here. He literally shoved in the face. I don't think the referee actually saw the push in the face from Japhet Tanganga there, but I think he could have got a red card from that incident alone. It's a cynical foul. He's tried to do like a professional foul, like trying to stop the play. Do you know what I mean? Like a tactical foul, but he pushes him in the face. That's dangerous from there. And then how he literally was so aggressive with Zaha. Zaha reacts, and you can understand the reaction from Wilfried Zaha. We know how Wilfried Zaha is. He doesn't like getting fouled at the best of times, let alone from situations like that. But before I carry on and go into that, we've got some comments here. Let me go into, I know it's a bit of a pause, but I just want to get into them before it's too late. Yes, bro, what a weekend of football. Tell me about it. You're happy as well. We'll be getting into your team soon. Steve said hello. Yo, tell Steve I said hello. And we was on about him the other day. It was me and my mom, me and Mrs. T. We were talking about that. And you guys basically, yeah, Steve. I love Steve. He was one of my first football. He wasn't my exact first, but he was the football coach that I had, and you know, my favorite, one of my favorites, the favorite coach that I've had. Yes, tell him I said hello, and it's Mrs. T, and it's what is it, Mr. T-Bird? That's what he used to call me when I was a kid. But Noel, going to have to lurk for a bit. I'm watching a TV show. Oh, that's okay. Thank you very much for coming in, Noel. Catch up later. I will be going through your team and going through Manchester United. So thank you for joining anyway. Any UCL watch along? Fadsley, hold on, bro. I'm going to be coming for that. I'm going to be talking to you about that towards the end. So stay tuned. I will be answering that question. So back to the game. Japhet Tanganga picking up a red card for a challenge. After that, picked up the yellow, where he could have picked up the red, in my opinion, straight away. But then came in, literally, as we can see, 5 minutes later. He picked up his first yellow on the 53rd. 5 minutes later, picks up his second for a challenge where he actually did well to intercept the ball, but his loose touch into the midfield, and it comes through steaming, slide tackling, late, caught Andre is no Jordan, are you? What wrong are you, brother? Catches him late, gets sending off. Well deserved for me. And then the game kind of changed from there. Palace really took momentum before they scored, to be honest, and before the red card, because the red card kind of did change the game in a way. Palace were dominating. They were the better side. They were the side that was looking to actually attack and threat throughout the game, looking the most dangerous. However, saying that, I didn't actually think that they had enough quality to break Tottenham down. And it's not like Tottenham were defending tremendously, in my opinion. I didn't think that. I thought Tottenham were very disjointed. The centre-back partnership wasn't experienced enough with Tanganga, hasn't played many games. Eric Dyer, even though he started pretty well under Nuno Espirito Santo this season. Yeah, he picked up that early injury where he was forced to come off in the 12th minute, which was a shame if you're looking from a Tottenham's perspective. I'm not going to be biased. I think that kind of added more salt to the wounds. Already a wounded Tottenham losing Davinson Sanchez, Christian Romero, Giovanni Lo Celso due to the FIFA ban. So I can't make... it's not an excuse, but it's a valid reason to why they did look so disjointed. That midfield for me, for Tottenham, I know Tottenham fans really love to talk about Højbjerg and the quality that he's shown since he's put on that Tottenham shirt, especially from last season. I'm not his biggest fan. He's a tackler out of possession. He's brilliant, and I think, and I understand why Spurs fans do love him because of the way he plays too. He really fights and he really looks committed to the team. He looks like someone who leads by example. Someone who's similar to like a Granit. He's not. He's better than Granit Xhaka, but in terms of on the ball and he's tackling, I think he's fantastic there. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, not Emmerich. That's someone else. We'll be getting on to. But Oliver Skip, and who else was in midfield? Harry Winks. No creativity provided from them players at all. Dele Alli, Lucas Moura trying to support Kane. Kane got no touches on the ball at all. 0 shots for Harry Kane and 0 touches in the box, which is the lowest he's ever done. And it's against a Crystal Palace side that haven't looked the most solid defensively in their opening 3 games, but they would cause no problems from Tottenham here. And the red card did change and did give Palace that attacking impetus. Wilfried Zaha, 76-minute penalty, was a penalty for me, and it was a correct decision. And even the linesman made that decision, waving his flag. So give big credit there for him to spot that. Odsonne Edouard, being linked with Arsenal. Arsenal fans, I know who are watching this, you'd have known a lot throughout the summer that we was thinking, and in previous summers, not just this summer, January just gone as well. Odsonne Edouard linked to Arsenal. Should we get him? Is he ready for the Premier League? If he if he scores and has the similar impact to how he has in this game, he won't be at Crystal Palace for too long. Or if he is, he'll probably be too expensive to snap up. But strikers generally do, especially when they're scoring goals. Looked fantastic for me. Brilliant start for Odsonne Edouard. Horrific game for Nuno Espirito Santo. That pragmatic style really did catch up to him. I know I spent quite a while talking on this one, but this is one of the big games of the weekend. So Spurs, they haven't performed that well, even though they have picked up the points and they were top of the league before. They were top of the league in the international break, picking up those 3-1-0 wins where they were quite lucky in all the games. Apart from Man City, that's where I do think that they deserved it. playing against Wolves, winning 1-0, and then Watford. Yeah, a lot left to be desired. But at the end of the day, got to weigh it up and give a balanced point of view. They were missing a lot of players due to injury. Son missing as well. Big player. How can I forget Heung-min Son? And I'm not really going to go into too much on Spurs, but I'm very happy that they did lose that to my boy, Arsenal legend, Patrick Vieira. So, into the next game I will be going into, and I didn't actually do a prediction for that. Oh, by the way, my prediction for the Crystal Palace Spurs game was 2-1 to Spurs. I got that completely wrong. And yeah, it is nice to see, basically. It's nice to see. And then I'm going to be following it up with an even better result in my eyes, and that is Arsenal's win, over Norwich City. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scoring in the 66th minute, provided by Nicolas Pepe. If any of you have seen the goal, it's one of the most scrappy goals that you'll see in the Premier League this season. And the fact that it's our first goal, and that is the first goal we have scored in the Premier League, it is kind of... it makes sense given how the lack of chances we've created in previous games. However, in this game, we absolutely battered Norwich. We had 30 shots, which is the most shots we've had in a game since December 2017. Yes, I've got that statistic correct. I didn't give my prediction for this one. I would have said an Arsenal win. I think when I was meant to be doing a watch along for this game, even though it did mess up, apologies for that. Apologies for those of you who are looking forward to that. I predicted 3-0 before kickoff, and I would have got that wrong too, just like the Spurs game. I would have got the result right in terms of Arsenal, but would have got the outcome right, but the result incorrect. I'm going to go in a little bit deeper on Arsenal here, as it is my team. I didn't present a preview. Aaron Ramsdale in goal. We had a little bit of debate about that in the Chelsea Aston Villa watch along. People, AJ, if you are here watching later on, you were saying you weren't rating Ramsdale. I was really rating him. And from this game and this game alone, I can literally hands down tell you he's a much better fit in an Arteta system than Bernardo. I'm not saying he's a much better goalkeeper, but in the style that we want to play, he's much better. And I want to see him starting and carry on playing. There was a nice little time where he fainted Timu Pukki. I can only imagine the Arsenal fans in the stadium having a heart attack, given the horrific goalkeepers we've seen on the ball with the ball at their feet, like Bernardo. This was an interesting bat for Kieran Tierney, of course, but Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, and new signing Takahiro Tomiyasu, who came off in the 62nd minute, but had a fantastic game. Arsenal fans, we've got a brilliant player there. Very physical from what I was hearing across different channels that people who went to the game. He's 6'2", but he's really imposing, and I do kind of get that when you go and see players in the stadium for the first time, and then you really do see how big they are. He does have the frame. He's very quick as well. He was going forward, providing that balance and providing an overlap for Pepe on the right. He's very good going forward, but even better defensively. So it's nice to have that. Who's Kieran Tierney? He is very good. He is good defensively, but he's very good going forward. And with the system that Arteta does play, he's one of our most attacking players and our biggest outlet on that left-hand side. In midfield, it was interesting to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Albert Sambi-Lokonga. Mikel Arteta didn't deem Thomas Partey to be ready and fit enough to start this game, which you can totally understand why, given Thomas Partey's injury record since he's been at Arsenal and how he has struggled last season, how he did struggle to get fitness and get fit, and really his form dipped due to his lack of fitness, and you could see he was tiring throughout the game, and we couldn't really afford that to happen and for the risk of injury to be further. So interesting to see he went with Ainsley Maitland-Niles after those conversations, after those issues where he posted on Instagram, Arsenal, just let me play. I just want to go where I'm wanted, and had the clear the air talks to Arteta, and Arteta's proven that he's going to be giving him a chance. And I also think the fact that Mohamed El Nene is out injured helped him. And this is where Ainsley needs to take his chance. From what I saw, I've only seen the highlights. I haven't watched the full game. I was wanting to watch it live. So I can't really give too much of my in-depth opinion on that one. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who had from balance, mixed reviews. Some people weren't very impressed. Some people were happy with how he performed. So on that one, I'm going to have to save my judgment until later. Apologies for that. Anyone who came here wanting to hear my view on Ainsley Maitland-Niles in central midfield. From previously watching him, I am actually one of those who is a fan of his because of his mobility, his calmness, his composure on the ball. He does have the assets and the skills and the attributes required to be a central midfielder at Arsenal. It's just about doing that on a consistent basis. He has given the ball away quite a lot when he has played in that central midfield position. I've watched him in the Europa League against Dundalk at home. Yes, when we were in Europe. Yeah, I see you there, Jake. I see the little banter here. Tariq being an Arsenal fan, I doubt he knows what UCL is. I got to take this. Jake, it's funny. I would laugh. I would like to laugh. And if I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I would laugh at that. So fair play. But I've got to take my poison, take my medicine. But yeah, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he didn't perform too well, and that was against Dundalk. But I'm sure he performed better than that today. Otherwise, he would have been a real problem in this game, given the fact that Norwich's quality is better than Dundalk's. However, they did not pose any threat at all. And goal scorer Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang had 5 chances in that game, 5 shots, which is important to see because I feel that from watching the highlights and from the way he played and the chances that we were creating for Aubameyang, he's returning back to his best. I believe that. It's a big shout. I know it's only against Norwich. I can't go too far. Everyone's going to be saying that this is the worst team in the league. They've lost their opening 4 games. But in my opinion, from what I've saw for Aubameyang and how I've seen Aubameyang play last season, I think we can have some optimism as Arsenal fans. The fact that he's getting in those positions. As an Arsenal fan, even when Aubameyang was at his best, he was missing a lot of chances then. He has always missed quite a few chances. In one of my earlier videos, I was talking about his shot conversion compared to Lacazette's. His chance conversion is 20%, whereas Lacazette's is 30%. So there's quite a big gap there, quite a big difference. So for me, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he does need a lot of chances to score goals, and he genuinely gets in the right positions. The fact that he's getting those chances is a massive plus point for me. And he definitely should have scored more than 1. Could have had 2, maybe 3. But I'm glad that he got the 1, and Arsenal kept the clean sheet. I was happy about that. Norwich, shocking, getting relegated. Did I put them bottom of my league in my prediction? I know I put them to get relegated. I think I did change them and put them into the bottom of the league. And off of that performance, no highlights. Match of the day showed absolutely nothing for them at all. So Norwich getting relegated. Briefly on Brentford versus Brighton. Brighton and Hove Albion. Graham Potter. Everyone who knows I'm a massive Graham Potter fan. Big fanboy of Graham Potter. Picks up the win. However, I did think he was quite lucky in this one. And Mbeumo especially. Brian Mbeumo had plenty of chances in this game. Let's have a look at the stats for you right now. Possession goes to Brighton towards the end. Brighton do generally keep possession quite well. But as we can see with the shots, Brentford had 7 shots to Brighton's 4. Even though it looks like, oh yeah, but Brighton had more on target. Literally, Mbeumo spurned so many chances. There was an opportunity in the second half as well where he didn't even get a shot off, where it was, to be honest, I think it was good defending from Shane Duffy. And Brian Mbeumo could have had a hat-trick. So Brentford are... And Thomas Frank said and spoke after the game that he felt that his side for 75 minutes were the better team. I agree, can totally agree. And for Brighton, I was quite disappointed in their performance, but the fact that they picked up the win is massive because in these types of games, Brighton last season weren't picking up wins. They weren't picking up wins when they're performing well either. So what's that? Is that 3 wins out of 4? They lost 2-0 to Everton. So that's a brilliant start for Graham Potter and his side. Brighton having a good season and, you know, could be this season's dark horses. Get Graham Potter to Arsenal, please. Everybody knows my thoughts on him. Another game was Bernardo Silva scoring the winner at the King Power Stadium against Leicester. Another boring game. One that actually poised to be quite a good game with the matchups that we were seeing. The fact that the Brazilian teams allowed the likes of Edison and who else? Gabriel Jesus to come back into the side. Made it interesting, but Leicester, they had that chance with Jamie Vardy where he was deemed and he was off. He was so close. I've done it again. I keep going on Hublot watches. Sorry, they should be paying me for this. Not really. I'm not getting that much viewership at the moment. But yeah, Bernardo Silva scoring the winner in quite a scrappy game with not many chances for either side, apart from the offside call for Jamie Vardy, which was very tight. And I think, do you know what? It's one of them ones. I don't think he would have been given as offside if the linesman didn't flag. It was one of them ones, and they are being a bit more lenient with offsides this season. So the fact that it wasn't clear, and it wasn't clear and obvious, as the referees like to say, I do think that that kind of went against Leicester. Maybe could have got a draw out of this one, but Manchester City rolling on, picking up the 3 points. That's 3 wins in a row now, as alongside 3 clean sheets in a row too. So Manchester City really turning up and not really struggling without a striker. But the big game of the weekend, the one where all eyes were on it, Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a brace, scoring the first 2 goals for Manchester United. However, I will go into the performance of Manchester United, but let's have a look at this first. The main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, giving them that 1-0 lead. Javier Manquillo, early in the second half, just 11 minutes after the break, scoring an equaliser with a fine counter-attack from Newcastle, by the way. A brilliant goal to see with the counter-attack in play of Miguel Almiron. Yeah, that's Almiron. It is Miguel Almiron, right? Yeah. Almiron breezing past a couple of Manchester United players playing at St. Maximin, who makes the right decision. Know how, if you are watching this later, St. Maximin assist, as you can see there, made the right decision in the final third, lays it on the plate, and a good finish from Javier Manquillo. But Ronaldo, brilliant counter-attack. Luke Shaw puts it on a plate for him, plays it into his stride. He's running at such speed, and the fact that he gets a shot on target with the amount of power, and it goes through Freddie Woodman's legs, brilliant goal. And Ronaldo did their famous Sue celebration twice at Old Trafford. One of the best goal of the day for me was Bruno Fernandez. What a cracking effort. What a strike from Bruno from outside the box. Must be relishing having his Portuguese teammate there. And you know what? People were kind of worried. Is Bruno going to go in his shadow with Ronaldo being there like he does for Portugal? He's answered his critics there. Brilliant strike from Bruno Fernandes. And then Jesse Lingard with another fantastic goal. Look at that, 2 assists for Pogba. The assist for the Bruno goal, yeah, it's one of them ones. It's an assist, but it's not like I don't think it was as good as it was for the Jesse Lingard, where he played it into Martial. Martial let it, he dummied, and he kind of had the assist. That's kind of his assist, even though it won't go to him. Brilliant finish from Jesse Lingard. Touches it, opens his body out, curls it into the far corner. For me, though, the performance of Manchester United was quite poor. I feel Newcastle had 3 major opportunities. If they would have made the right decision or had their finishing boots on, could have caused quite a few more problems for Manchester United in this game. Joe Willock showing the reason why Arsenal did decide to sell him. It's that decision making, and at the top level against a team like Manchester United, it will cost you, and that will. And if Joe Willock doesn't develop, and I don't think, to be honest, me as a football fan, and I've had these plenty of conversations in the past, I don't think you can just learn about decision making, and you either have it or you don't. Decision making in the final third, execution's different. If you make the right decision but the execution doesn't have the desired outcome, then I think that you can teach that. You can, like with the likes of Salah, with how the decisions that he makes and how the chances that he creates. That's one of the big things. We'll get into Salah later. I don't know why I'm just bringing up Salah randomly. But yeah, Joel Willock does get in the keep in good positions to create chances, and that should be credit himself, and that's a credit to his game. But that decision making in the final third is the difference for me. That's why he's at Newcastle and why Arsenal didn't decide to keep him, and for him to be a mainstay. So, and then the next game after that, a 0-0 draw, Southampton versus West Ham United. Mikel Antonio getting that red card, as I previously mentioned. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's a bit mad at that one, how everybody has him in his fancy football team. That means he's not playing against Manchester United. But however, Southampton should have actually won this game. Let's have a look at the stats. 11 shots, I know 13 and 3 on target each, but I do think that Southampton had the better opportunities, and especially in the second half. Southampton should have won there. West Ham lucky to escape with a point, I believe. didn't perform as well, looking as sluggish. Similar disjointed performance. But Southampton, if they would have had Danny Ings in this game, I believe that they would have grabbed the win. And Jake, this is for you. Ed, you're watching afterwards, and anyone else who's a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, picking up your first win of the season away to Watford in a 2-0 prediction. That's what I guessed right. By the way, let me go through the previous predictions. I keep doing this. I always forget something in a video. I went for Brentford 2, Brighton 2, so that was wrong with that one. I went for Leicester 1, Man City 3, wrong again. However, for the Manchester United-Newcastle game, I said Manchester United 4, Newcastle 1, so I was 1 goal off there. Southampton 0, West Ham 0. I didn't go for that one. I went for a 2-1 West Ham win. However, just like you, Fadsley, I know you're in here. If you are watching, if you're still here, thank you. You predicted it right too. You also said it a 2-0 win for Wolves. And just like I did, you see, great minds think alike. And look at the outcome here. So Francisco, is it Cirauta? Cirauta scored an own goal, horrific own goal for me. But Hwang Hee-chan got off the mark, scrambled it over the line, similar to like an Aubameyang type of finish. But if that goes in and that kick-starts his Wolverhampton Wanderers career, you Wolves fans are going to be happy. You got the deserved win. 3 points that you have deserved. Long overdue, these 3 points were. I know it's a bit disappointing again that Raul Jimenez didn't score and he missed a big opportunity with his header. But the fact that he got 3 points on the board is fantastic. And Podence actually did a good, came off the bench and did quite well for the Hwang Hee-chan goal. So big credit to him there. And yes, Wolves picking up the win, and hopefully you can march on because you are an entertaining team to watch. Before I carry on, there's a let me catch up with your comment there, Jake. Do you think your Premier League prediction needs changing after this game? After which game, Jake? Which one are you on about? Is it the Brighton and Hove Albion? Oh, sorry, I'm just catching a bit behind. I'm a bit behind. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. First win of the season. Great performance again. Hopefully a big boost to show that all the hard work pays off. Exactly. I'm just adding my own words there. Shows off. Yeah, I do agree with you there, Jake. It was a great performance again and a big boost to the team. Hopefully now that you can build that confidence and kick on from this season, and now you've got the 3 points, the goals can start to flow for Hwang Hee-chan, for Raul Jimenez, Adama Traore, Pedro Neto will come back at some point. Daniel Podence is another one who can be a goal threat. So yes, I'm hoping that Wolves do take their chances and you will win a lot of games. And you know what? I think that you could be one of the dark horses if you just can finish your chances. And you're on about United. Thank you for reminding me. I'm not going to change my prediction, because I didn't think the performance was that good. Out of the weekend, out of the top teams, out of the likes they're going to be competing against, Manchester City, Chelsea and Liverpool, they performed the worst in terms of performance. I know they scored the most goals, but they were coming up against arguably the worst team out of all those teams. So I don't think that will be the case. I will stick with my Man United finishing 4th prediction. And as we were just talking about, one of the title contenders, there is another one. Chelsea winning by 3-0. Romelu Lukaku with a brace, scoring his first. And an important goal, by the way. I know Romelu Lukaku gets a lot of stick and hate for usually scoring as he did in this game, the 3rd goal when the team's already 2-0 up. But he scored the very first goal in this game, which was important given how the game did go. Mateo Kovacic scoring in between that one from a mistake from Tyrone Mings, a horrific mistake from Tyrone Mings who I'm not going to go too far in because I do actually like Tyrone Mings as a personality in terms of a footballer with a personality. He comes up, he's not afraid to speak, and he's a leader in that case. And I do like Tyrone Mings for that reason. But in pure football ability, I think he's horrendous. I think out of all the 3 centre-backs that played in this game, he's the worst one in terms of footballing ability, and he kind of showed there. And I mean, he definitely showed for the Mateo Kovacic goal, left Jed Steer in no man's land and finished it well. But for the first goal from Lukaku, fantastic finish, as well as the second two. Romelu Lukaku proving his worth, scoring his first and second goal at Stamford Bridge. However, Aston Villa in this game did have enough chances. And I went for Chelsea winning by 3-1, and I feel robbed. I actually feel robbed once again. I feel robbed, more robbed than someone named Robert, but stupid, horrendous joke. I'd leave a dislike on the video just for that. Not really. Please don't do that. Leave a like if you are enjoying this video. But Aston Villa should have definitely scored. They had the chances. I'm just going to have a look through the lineup. I know Ollie Watkins had a couple of chances where he should have scored. I think the saves from Edouard Mendy were good saves. You got to give credit to the goalkeeper for making it difficult for the striker. That's why I'll give Edouard Mendy a lot of credit, and that's his best part of his game. He makes the saves look simple because he's such an imposing figure in the goal. I think strikers panic a lot when they come up against him. So for me, I think that's a key asset. But the chances were straight at him, and I do expect the Villa forwards to do better. Ollie Watkins had a chance. Tyrone Mings with a half effort as well. So, yeah, Villa did have their chances and should have been level at half-time, but the mistakes, as soon as Kovacic scored that second goal, the game was over for me. They had too much of a mountain to climb. Should have been level at half-time, missing chances, ruined chances. Excuse me. And speaking of ruined chances, that leads me to the next game, even though Liverpool did have plenty. Leeds versus Liverpool, which I did do a watch along, which I did also for the Chelsea Aston Villa game too. Another 3-1 prediction from me. I went 3-1 Liverpool, and I feel robbed once again. Leeds didn't have as many chances as Aston Villa, but they did have some brilliant chances in this game. I remember talking about Rodrigo having a massive opportunity to score the first. Was it the first goal or Liverpool 1-0 up at that time? I'm not quite sure. Pardon me. Excuse me for that one. But yeah, Liverpool did take the lead. Mo Salah scoring his 100th goal into the 100 club. For me, who's better, Mo Salah or Eden Hazard? There's been a lot of debate online. I don't know why this happens when Mo Salah does well or breaks a record. People like to do it. For me, Mo Salah, I'd rather have Mo Salah in my team than Eden Hazard. For one, he's more consistent than Eden Hazard, and which he has shown. And two, he scores more goals. And what wins football matches, goals win games. And Mo Salah creates so many chances as well. And he's looking a lethal player. He's looking so much more creative too. Providing chances for his teammates. He's been more of a playmaker, which is brilliant to see, and I'm happy to see the development of Mo Salah. He just keeps on getting better and better. Fabinho, man of the match for me, had fantastic. I know you're not going to go and watch the watch along now. It was a long one. Fabinho was excellent in this game. Absolutely fantastic. I can't think of many more adjectives. One, because I'm not an encyclopedia. I'm not a thesaurus or intelligent enough, as you can see, to be thinking of the adjectives that I could use to describe Fabinho. The destroyer in midfield, octopus legs, intercepting everything that Leeds tried to do in transition. Fantastic number 6. And this is why I believe Liverpool will be title contenders and will finish above Manchester United. However, they do need to keep the players like Fabinho, Alisson, Van Dijk and Matip fit for a majority of the season. I know with Matip, you can't really rely on him so much. So I'm not going to be going and saying, yeah, you need to get 38 games out of Matip. Realistically, that's not going to happen, which is why they brought Ibrahima Konate and why they have Joel Gomez. Let them guys warm up, settle into the team, play them in cup games, Champions League games against lesser opposition. And speaking of Champions League, I'll be getting to that after this one. But yeah, Fabinho, tremendous for me. Trent Alexander-Arnold setting up the first goal. Fabinho scoring off of a corner where Sadio Mane scored the third in the 92nd minute, where the lad has had so many chances. I'm worried for Sadio Mane. It's a positive that he's getting into those positions, but the sheer amount of chances. I know I was talking about Aubameyang earlier. Sadio Mane had 10 opportunities in this game, had 10 chances alone, where it's ridiculous. Yes, he finally did score where Pascal Struijk got sent off. I'll go more into that after, but because I think that deserves a big talking point, and I want to hear your guys get in the comment. There we go. Jake, perfect timing there, man. Thoughts on the Harvey Elliot challenge? I will get into that. I'm going to leave that up on the screen. But yeah, Sadio Mane, I'm worried for him. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be worried because you get so many chances against a team like Leeds, and he fluffed his lines plenty of times. For me, though, you can't be fluffing your lines. Oh, that Hublot thing's quite good, though. He just have give the correct time. I just looked at that. Sorry, I get distracted. Against different opposition where you're not going to get as many chances to score as Sadio Mane has, I'll be worried. However, those of you on the other end, and I can have a balanced argument and a balanced view on this, is getting into those opportunities where he's having those chances, and on another day it might just all fall right for him. You never know, but I don't think that's how it happens generally. I know I was kind of saying the same for Aubameyang, but Aubameyang is a better finisher than Sadio Mane is. Sadio Mane can be quite erratic with his finishing, very erratic, I should say, and I do worry for him in that sense. I don't think he's always making the right decisions either. But as Jake says here, thoughts on the Harvey Elliott challenge. It's a difficult one because for me, straight away, it wasn't a red card. But when you see the outcome of Harvey Elliott and the severity of the injury, I think it leaves no choice but to send Pascal Struijk off. I was watching some other videos up on YouTube and I was talking about this. And for me, Pascal Struijk, I don't think he would have been in the right frame of mind to continue anyway after inflicting, I know it wasn't on purpose at all, but after inflicting that type of damage onto the opponent, I don't think that he would have been in the right frame of mind to carry on playing. The game itself went dead after that for about 20 minutes or so, and only started to pick up really in the last 5 minutes, and the game did peter out. And I think Ed mentioned in the watch along, he had a big shout out then. He said the game is going to go dead after this. I totally agree. I think I said it too. So yeah, it did go dead, and it really did have a massive impact on the game. I'm just hoping that Harvey Elliott gets well soon. It is a dislocated ankle, which isn't as bad as a leg break at all. So that's great news, and I'm thankful for that. And for those of you who did go out there and pray, look what the power of prayer can do. I know it happened at the time, but you know what? It could have been way worse, or you could have had ligament damage. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm glad that he's not that bad. What's Jake's thoughts on the situation? Don't think it's a red, but because of the injury, I feel he needed to give a red. Exactly that. Totally agree with you there, Jake. Spot on. We agree, like we do mostly. I love that. Thank you for that, and I'm glad that we share the same thoughts and opinion. Harvey Elliott is young, and I hope he can bounce back, but his confidence will be knocked. And that is the thing. I was talking about this today with my manager at work. With the injury like that, I don't. In nowadays, in 2021, the sports science, how far we are into the development, and how the knowledge and how to recover from these types of injuries, I think he'll be totally fine physically, and I think he will grow. But the mental factor, it's what we're seeing with Raul Jimenez right now. When you go through such a horrific injury like that, it is very hard to feel safe again. And I was talking about this with my manager at work today. And so imagine, and the analogy that I'm going to use, it's quite horrific, and and I don't want to go too deep into it, but if you have a serious car accident and you're driving and you have a serious car accident, if it's not your fault, even if it's not your fault, a car just comes in and it causes a situation where you end up in hospital. It's not as simple to jump back behind the wheel and feel safe again. Do you know what I mean? Because you've been through that experience, PTSD, the mental factor. So Harvey Elliott, I really do hope that he can regain his confidence, and he's going to have a strong mentality and the right people around him. He is only young. To be honest, you have a strong mentality to pull on the Liverpool shirt at the age he is and perform at the level he can. So I do have confidence in that reason, and I really do hope he does come back, because he's such a talent. Entertaining to watch. You like watching players who are technically gifted, left foot, right foot. He's much better on his left foot, but look, watching those type of players and the impact that he's had on such a good Liverpool team, I hope he comes back soon. But yes, Liverpool winning by 3-0, easing Leeds aside. Leeds should have scored as well, so they mess up that prediction there. And the final game, which is happening tonight, and I thought I'd get this out before then. We're 40 minutes in, bang on, so this has been a 40-minute preview. Everton versus Burnley. I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that whilst getting ready for tomorrow's streams. And guess what? That gives you a little hint. I will be doing a watch along for the UCL. Fadsley, if you are watching, if you're still here, I will be doing a watch along tomorrow. I will be doing it from I think what game should I do? Let me know in the comments below. I will use the comments. If you people just get in the comments, let me know which game. Do you want me to do the Manchester United versus Young Boys early on, or do you want me to do the Chelsea versus Zenit? Let me know which ones you want me to do, people. Drop them in the comments. I will be doing a watch along tomorrow. On Wednesday, I will be doing a watch along for the Liverpool AC Milan game. If you guys actually, I'm going to give a little plug here. Follow me on my either Twitter. It's all in the description below on my Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, and I will be putting up my upload schedule and the stream schedule, what's going to be happening this week. So today, obviously, I'm doing this preview now. Tuesday, I will be doing a watch along. Not sure which game yet. I could. Oh yeah, hang on. I'm thinking about doing the Bayern Munich Barcelona game. Let me know for that one either. Which one do you want to see? Chelsea, Zenit, Young Boys, Manchester United, or Bayern Munich Barcelona? You let me know, please, in the comments below. I will be asking you. And yeah, follow me on my socials too to see my upload schedule. Wednesday, as I said, I know I'm going in and out of these. So Monday, this is done. Tomorrow, Champions League. Wednesday, Champions League 2. Thursday, I will be doing a Champions League review on stream. We'll be going through all the games in the Champions League. I will be watching the highlights. Friday, preview. I won't be doing a Newcastle Leeds watch along. And then on Saturday, I will be doing 2 watch alongs. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brentford. And then Arsenal away to Burnley for the 3 o'clock kickoff. Yes, it will work this time. And then, do you know what? Let me have a look at the other fixtures on next week in the Premier League 2 fixtures. So Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brentford, I'm doing that one. And on Sunday, that reminds me, next week Sunday, I will be doing 2 watch-alongs too for West Ham United versus Manchester United and Spurs versus Chelsea. So people, that wraps up my Premier League review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. Let me get commenting below your thoughts on the Premier League this week, how your team has done, and how you did in the predictions too. And also, do not forget, people, comment what game you want me to do for tomorrow. I will get interacting whilst I'm watching the Everton game, just chilling and eating some food, and you know what, having a good time, relaxing on my Monday evening. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate you. Take care. Have a good night wherever you're watching. Good day. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you all. I'll see you again tomorrow.